Hi there, it's Kevin with Roguedeckbuilder.com here with my first video on the good old new client, V4 client. So please bear with me if I completely suck at this. Again, I've had some issues with the way it looks. Hopefully I can, in the future, figure out how to get a good view on here for the V4 client. But anyway, we'll just talk about what cards we have here. I'm a huge fan of red in this format, so I might just pass up this Hornet Queen, even though Hornet Queen is a very good card, and just take the Cone of Flame and call it good, because that's exactly what I want, is the red. So Cone of Flame seems like a good card. And how do I pick here? Okay, it picked. Sorry, I've never done a draft, never done anything. Maybe I should have read about it before I actually queued up. This is a weaker pack here. We got the Accursed Spirit. I mean, I like black-red in this format if you can get enough of it. Also, this Amp and Path Mage, a 3/2 that can give any creature unblockable, is pretty good. And Bronze Sables are actually good, but late game you can grab them. And also the Crinkles Enforcers is definitely a fine pick. So I think I'm just going to take this Accursed Spirit and add to my picks. Okay, so I have to right-click it. Oh, wow. I wish they wouldn't change stuff so much. So right off the bat here, we have a Leeching Sliver. I actually do like the Leeching Sliver. It attacks for 2 each turn. And if you have more slivers, if you chance to get more slivers, it does get better. But, of course, the card that is very, very powerful in this pack is going to be the Stoke the Flames. So we're going to go ahead and take Stoke the Flames. Here we have... A Gravedigger is actually really good. So is Titanic Growth. We can go for a red-green aggro, and I'm okay with that. We also have the Murklurker. If we're going into more of a black, this is probably the most powerful of the cards, the allied colored cards that get a buff off the other color, because it becomes a 2/4 that can get lifelink or give other creatures lifelink. We have a few other good cards in the form. I mean, Typhoid Rats is fine. I might end up just picking it because it's very aggressive Death Touch. You can't go wrong with it. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to my picks because I am going into kind of a black-red. I want to kind of stay this theme, and we have 2 aggressive black cards already. So what we need to do right now is find some just extremely hyper-aggressive. Hopefully we find a Lightning Strike or another Cone of Flame or another Stoke the Flame. So we can really rely on these cards. Let me adjust my window here. Now I see that it's not getting my cards in. There we go. That should get them in. Let's see here. Alrighty, so Brawler's Prate's actually not too bad with the Trample. A 3/2 for 3 isn't bad at all. And in a deck, when we really don't have anything else to choose from, I mean, yes, we could try to go like Ornithopter and get that blue card that turns artifacts into 5/5. But we're not going to rely on that. So I think the Goblin Rough Rider's fine. Again, a 3/2 for 3 isn't bad in this format after playing this format quite a bit. Selfless Cathar is a good one if you're going into white. But I think it's just going to be the Goblin Rough Rider. And we're really going to cut out our opponents in the red. So again, apparently V4 is not as bad as when I used to play it back in the day. So I haven't played again. It's been like 2 weeks since V4 is forced. And that's why you haven't seen any videos of me playing on the V4 client. It's just that I didn't want to. It's just, I didn't want to go through the hassle, but, you know, eventually I'm going to have to learn it, so now's as good a time as ever. Pillar of Light's actually really good in this format. Military Intelligence is fine. The Warden of the Beyond gets 2, so owns a card in exile. There's a lot of ways that they exile stuff in this format. Forge Devils is actually pretty good in this format. There's a ton of 1-drops, so I think I'm going to actually take it. I'm hoping those Founder Street Denizens come back. Now, Hammerhand is actually one of my favorite enchantments in the deck in M15. Sanctified Charge is just completely amazing if you go the red-white strategy. And, you know, at this point, I don't think that I am 100% in a black, and especially now that black is starting to look a bit cut out. I mean, I like the Typhoid Rats and Cursed Spirit, but I think if we just take the Sanctified Charge, we can start to go into the red-white strategy if we do get like Raising Alarms next pack. But Hammerhead is very powerful as well. But again, and it can go on a Cursed Spirit, make it a 4/3. It can give stuff haste, which is really cool. But I'm going to take the Sanctified Charge. It's just so powerful and underrated. Fester Gloom is actually really, really good. Giving your guys Indestructible is fine. We got an Aggressive Mining, which is decent, I guess, in I don't think there's really anything I want to take the Fester Gloom actually over the aggressive mining, even though, because I can't play land, sacrifice land, draw 2 cards. I mean, late game, this is a way to fill it up, and maybe we should try it to see if it actually works. Sacrifice just a land. I'm going to add it to my picks. We'll see. There's another Sanctified Charge, so, you know, we might actually start going into the... I love Necrobite, though. Don't get me wrong there. And Sacred Armory is actually not that bad of a card, but Sanctified Charge is so good. So now we're going to actually try to go into the white and red strategy and maybe just say goodbye to these black cards here. So Tyler's Missionaries is not very good in the strategy we're going. Bronze Sable is much better, and Darksteel Citadel, of course, is not the way we want to go, so we're going to add a Bronze Sable. There, we got the Foundry Street Denizen back. That's perfect. So we'll add this to our picks, Foundry Street Denizen. And so the 1-drops are pretty good, and with Sanctified Charge, we're looking good. Here, it doesn't matter what we take here. I think we'll just take the creature. Maybe we should have taken the life gain. And here we'll take... I'll take the creature again. Right now, we're just picking up the garbage. All right, so pack number 2. We have the Triplicate Spirits. This is exactly what we want in our strategy here with the Sanctified Charges. Lava Axe is fine. We have a Paragon, which is a very strong card, but it's in the wrong color. Same with the Netcaster. This is a very disappointing pack for a... Well, at least the strategy we're going, but just a very disappointing pack. I mean, I guess the Dauntless River Marshal is pretty good if you're going into white and blue, as this card is a 3/2 and then can tap stuff down. Mercurial Pretender it's an okay card. It's very overpriced for a clone, though, so it's going to be the Triplicate Spirits. And again, now we're definitely into the white-red strategy. We have 2 early drops, Bronze Sable. I mean, this is the kind of strategy that was so successful in my pre-releases, and I think I'm going to stick with it. Again, we're only barely into pack 2, so this is definitely subject to change. But so far, liking the picks. I mean, we had plenty of playables from the first pack. And this will be fun to try this aggressive mining out. So anyway, Lightning Strike is going to be the pick here. I don't like the Geisamoras just because it seems in this format there's a lot of ways to kill it. Now look, there is that Insular Artifact. So we could have had that Darksteel Citadel and the Ornithopter and had the Insular Artifact. But at this point, I don't think that we get greedy and try to go that strategy. It's too far past this. One of these times we'll have to try to draft an Insular Artifact deck, but I think that the obvious pick here is definitely going to be this Lightning Strike. And if we have to go into more of a black strategy, Covenant of Blood, if this wheels, this is good in this strategy too. We just go for a complete burn deck, and maybe even that Lava Axe will wheel. So it's going to be the Lightning Strike. And there we have a Heat Ray. Heat Ray's fine. It does damage to creature though. What we do want is more player. So we do need some faster creatures. We have another Forge Devil, which is definitely... This will wheel, though, so I don't think we need to take it very high. I don't like Miner's Bane. It's too slow. Again, Heat Ray is creature removal and might be a little bit better than the Kinsblade Skirmisher. I'm not quite sure, though, because this Kinsblade Skirmisher gives one of your guys... It does an extra damage, +1/+1. It's exactly what we want to convoke our Triplicate Spirits. I mean, a Raise the Alarm would be... I'd prefer over it. So, but Heat Ray, again, can get rid of any problematic creature. And we're not even 100% solidified into white yet. So I know that we are going to be going red. So I think I'm just going to take this Heat Ray. Act on Impulse, not a big fan of it. People, oh, wow, here's a Waste Knot. I need this for my standard deck. They're currently very expensive. And I really, really want to go it. But, you know, I want to win this draft. There's not a lot of ways to make them discard. I mean, we could get like the... Is it too late for me to change back into it? You know, this I want to be more of a fun deck. I think that none of these red cards are that powerful. Like, if I were to take any card here based on power level, it would be Sign in Blood. I think Foundry Street Denizen will come back to us. I think, and I don't even like the Rummaging Goblin. So I think I can safely just take this Waste Knot. And if we do get some Mind Rots, maybe I'll go a Mind Rot strategy. There's a lot of ways that people discard cards, though, in this format as well. So Waste Knot, I like Waste Knot. And again, there's one card that I do need for some brews. So I do have a Waste Knot deck in Standard that I'm going to be making, and that is that much closer for us. I can take a Shrapnel Blast here, and maybe we can actually get some artifacts for Shrapnel Blast. We actually do have like a Bronze Sable. Tireless Missionaries, again, is not what we want in the format. Flesh to Dust is fine. Forge Devil's fine. Maybe we do go into Flesh to Dust, and this puts us more into a black strategy. And it's between Shrapnel Blast and Flesh to Dust. Shrapnel Blast a lot of times can just be stuck in your hand, though. But, I mean, this really makes the Bronze Sable's higher pick if we do get it. If we do pick it. And, again, I'm still a huge fan of Forge Devil. Hopefully you'll see the power of this guy. There's so many 1-toughness creatures in the format that you can just ping down with Forge Devil. And I'm thinking it will wheel, though, we'll get enough of them. Enough 1-drops that we won't want to play it. So it's probably just going to be Flesh to Dust. And call that good. And I hope I won't be kicking myself later if we find a lot of Ornithopters. So yeah, we could have gone the red and blue route with artifacts. But anyway, now this pack is crazy good. We have a Paragon of Fierce Defiance, which is, in my opinion, the best Paragon. We also have a Generator Servant, which you can do just very, very broken things with Generator Servant. And I'm thinking that Generator Servant is actually a little more powerful, even in Limited, even if we don't really have much to pair it with, as we can actually go a little bit higher curve with the Generator Servant. It's aggressive, it can ramp us, but can I justify that over all my red creatures getting +1/+1? And I think I can. Belligerent Sliver's fine as well, but yep, I think I'm just going to take the Generator Servant. So what I really want to see right now is one more burn spell to kind of finish off our amount of non-creature spells that we can actually hit our opponent. Let's see. I don't want the Might Makes Right. It's too slow. Yeah, and you have to control the creature of the greatest power. And with our deck, I don't think that's going to be legitimate. Constricting Sliver is awesome, but it's just too expensive. Heal's Pilgrim's actually really good, but at this point, I'm trying to sway away from white. I don't know. It still looks like we're going to go in white. And Heal's Pilgrim can allow us to go get some pretty overpowered enchantments if we actually can get them. So we're going to add that. Every time I've played Heal's Pilgrim, I've liked it. So far, we can't get anything. I guess we can get Waste Not if we wanted to. There's our little Black Cat. We can get Black Cat with Waste Not. And there's Ornithopter. Could have been number 2. Torch Fiend's fine. It's a 2/1 for 2. And there's lots of artifacts in the format. Festergloom is actually pretty good, but we're using a lot of non-black creatures as well. Again, Black Cat's fine, but I think I'm going to just take this Torch Fiend because, again, I don't know what color I'm going to be in. I'm still leaning towards white-red, unless we can get some Mind Rots and a few other... Oh, it's just really just Mind Rot's the only thing that discards. Yeah, there's Mind Rot in this format. Hot Soup's fine. I actually like Hot Soup a lot. We also have a Frost Lynx, which at this point we're way too into either black or red to really justify trying to even go into blue. But Hot Soup is it's a really good card. It's a really good one of. And if I get anything that's, I mean, even like a Hot Soup on a Goblin Rough Rider's fine. So no Raise the Alarms though. I think that's what we need to really solidify us going into white. We need more Triplicate Spirits or more Raise the Alarms. We have another Bronze Sable, which is fine. It's very aggressive. And maybe that Shrapnel Blast somehow comes back to us. We can take it. Forge Devil's the obvious pick here. Necrobite's fine, but Forge Devil is exactly what we want. Now we're pretty good on 1-drops. Here again, I mean, Act on Impulse, it's so hard to actually make it work. Maybe I'll just take it just because it's better than the foil land, but I don't think this will play it. Every time I've tried it, the sorcery speed's weird. You're exiting top 3 cards of the library. Maybe you'll get a land. I mean, it almost is like not a rampant growth, but at least a way to find a land. But a lot of times, though, it takes 3 mana to cast it. So good luck casting any other creatures after that, or any other spells after that, for that matter. But we did find that other Forge Devil, so we got almost a playset of Forge Devils. And again, I'm hoping that you see the power of these guys against other white decks or other red decks. These Forge Devils are just insanely powerful. Preeminent Captain's fine. There's a Raise the Alarm that we desperately need. Preeminent Captain at this point is something I can pick up from the earlier sets for, I'm sure, incredibly cheap. But I'm going to make a Soldier deck coming up here. But I think the obvious pick here is going to be Raise the Alarms. We have another Foundry Street Denizen, which is actually getting more powerful with the Forge Devils. Oresca Swiftclaw, nothing wrong with that. But again, a decently powerful pack this time. I mean, this pack's iffy. It's okay. We'll go ahead and take the raise. And Battle Mastery is exactly what we did want to find. Now we got a Necromancer stockpile. Absolutely love this card. But again, at this point, I'm going to try to pick cards that will win us the game. And so we have the Helios Pilgrim. Unfortunately, it's between Battle Mastery and Inferno Fist. And I think that Inferno Fist is a little more powerful than Battle Mastery in our deck, because Battle Mastery, what it's really saying is target creature gets +3/+0, because that's the highest creature we have right now. And this already gives +2/+0 and a way to actually fling it at, or at least sacrifice the Inferno Fist to do 2 damage. So there's going to be the Inferno Fist. We also have Marked by Honor that we could go. +2/+0 and Vigilance is good if you have like a lifelinker or a flyer that could actually, on the backswing, can actually block something. But at this point, again, we're a weenie deck. I don't think that Marked by Honor is worth putting on any creature. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the Inferno Fist. And now we've got a Sungrace Pegasus, which would have been nice on the +2/+2 Vigilance. But all attack Bloodseeker is amazing. It gets +2/+0 in first strike and haste if a creature died this turn. You can actually use that with kind of with Forge Devil, especially with our deck. First turn Forge Devil, second turn something else, third turn we can Forge Devil, kill a creature, and like Bloodseeker, I'm sure that could definitely happen. Foundry Street Denizen, I hope this, we're already, didn't we see a couple other in these packs already? Hopefully these actually wheel, and we can have a very, very aggressive deck. It's going to be the Bloodseeker. All right, so there's another Leeching Sliver. We could add 2 of those. That would have been pretty good. Grind Clock sucks. Even in a mill deck, it's terrible. This is the worst card ever printed. Don't ever put it in your deck. That's my experience. I've actually had a deck with 3 of these in it from one of the other sets when the Mirrodin, I remember when Mirrodin came out, and they were always so slow. Let's see here. Another Fester Gloom, Eternal Thirst. At this point, I don't think we're in those colors. So here we can just hate out a card. And at this point, maybe the Research Assistant's the best card out of this pack. But I'll just take the Leeching Sliver just for the... Or the Fester Gloom can actually hurt us the most. So we're going to actually... I'll take the Leeching Sliver. Covenant of Blood. Again, we could actually splash for black if we needed to. At this point, we're not. There's a Hammer Hand, though, which I do think is more powerful than a Covenant of Blood in what we are trying to accomplish here. It gives us another target for Helios Pilgrim. Covenant of Blood's good with all the burn we have, though, but Hammer Hand, I think, suits our deck a lot better. There's another Generator Servant, and we did take the first one. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to use with the Generator Servant to really ramp into, but again, if we do get one more like large red drop, I will include it just now for the fact that we have 2 Generator Servants. Another Hot Soup, but I think 1 Hot Soup is fine. So we have an incredibly aggressive deck. Again, those black cards, -1, -1, is really going to kill our deck. And good thing we have all the Forge Devils, because Forge Devil is really good against our deck with a 2-1, a 2-1, a 2-1. Anyway, Torch Fiend again. Torch Fiend is pretty good. Another Soul Artifact could have been our 2 of these. We would have had 2 Ornithopters, 2 Darksteel Colossus, and 2, or Darksteel Citadels, and 2 Soul Artifacts, but ouch. Anyway, I think that we just take the Torch Fiend here. And again, we're going to try to blitz them with Sanctified Charge, rounding out our curve at 5. So Aggressive Mining might actually go in the deck at this point. Again, it's such a high-risk card, though. If we do, though, have like 6 lands, that's when you play Aggressive Mining, that we can sack down to 4 lands, and that's actually gaining 4 cards. But again, the problem with that is that you can never play another land unless we have some way to destroy it, which with our deck does not seem feasible at this point. We didn't get any Divine Verdicts or anything like that, or the one that kills enchantments. Our Solemn Offering, that's what it's called. So maybe I will just take the Solemn Offering just in case we do need to kill our own Aggressive Mining. But then we're kind of playing a weird deck here. I could just take this 2-1 Dauntless River Marshal just because it's a 2-1. Other than I want to just maybe just subtly splash for white. So I think I will take the Solemn Offering, and maybe we'll put it in our deck just to get rid of any enchantments that we may need to get rid of. There is a lot of problematic enchantments in the format. I have been completely blown out by a enchantment that gives protection from all colors. The Gargoyle Sentinel is fine. It's actually pretty decent. Elusive Ender gains flying for 3. I don't know if we'll end up playing it, but it's definitely fine. Evolving Wilds we could actually play to go get an extra black if we actually want to go into black. At this point, I don't think we're going to go into black, but you never know. I'll just take the Gargoyle Sentinel. We might have to play it Again, a 3/3 for 3 is not bad. Even if you have to spend 3 mana to make it actually fly, it can get in there for the last bit of damage. All right, so we can take the Mark by Honor again. I don't think it's the right pick. I think Foundry Street Denizen's fine, and we're just going to blitz. That's going to be the play. And if we get another Foundry Street Denizen, so we got the 1/1s. So I can probably play an incredibly aggressive strategy. Probably curving out at 15 lands. Maybe the aggressive mining is here, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. But again, this deck looks incredibly weak. I understand that, but just wait till it gets online, and it will perform especially with it. I consider this an actual slow format, and except when you're in the red strategy. So if they're going green or if they're going blue, you can just blitz them with these Forge Devils. A lot of times we won't have a play by until like turn 3. And you can get in there with the Foundry Street Denizens, and eventually the Sanctified Charges are just, they're huge value, especially right now. I like to see more Raise the Alarms, but we'll be fine with the amount of cards that we have here. And these Generator Servants can actually ramp us into a Sanctified Charge if we need to go that route. So unfortunately we didn't get like a bigger card to actually use with the Generator Servant, but that's fine. All right, so obvious picks here. We're just going to throw in the Forge Devil and the Foundry Street Denizens. Heat Ray, I think, at this point is needed. Hot Soup is iffy. Hot Soup, we don't really have much that we want to combo it with. I think that we'd just rather just blitz as much as possible with as many creatures as possible. So Inferno Fist, Lightning Strike, Torch Fiend, Bronze Sable. We're just definitely going all out here. Healed's Pilgrim to go grab the few. We have 2 in here, so I think it is worth it to run a Healed's Pilgrim to go grab 2 of our enchantments. I don't know about Act and Impulse. Act and Impulse actually does seem a little stronger in this deck, that everything is such low casting cost. But again, I just don't like it. So Goblin Rough Rider, I think if it needs to be a filler. Right now we have 20. Let's see. Is that our sideboard? Okay, so they've... Oh, geez. They've switched this on me. So this is our sideboard. This is our main board. So we want these in our main deck. I guess I was adding them to my main deck instead of... So we need to take out cards here. So we're not going these colors. We'll just take out the colors we're not going now. There. So we'd have 33, 2 lands. Where's the other land here? Oh, 2 mountains in here. So between the... I don't know if we need the Solemn Offering. We can destroy, like I said, our own aggressive mining, but I don't think that we necessarily need to go that route. I think I will keep in my aggressive mining because, again, we're curving out very high. And eventually, if we get over like 5 lands, I'm going to try it out to see how it actually works. And... you never know. It might be a bomb card in this deck. It might be a total dud. So, I mean, the good news is we have plenty of cards to work with. We definitely want the Sanctified Charge. I don't know about... Triplicate Spirits we still want because we can still Convoke. We need the double white, though. I like all the white that we have in here, but it is a subtle splash. But those Sanctified Charges are really what this deck is going to work around. I don't think the Hot Soup is actually going to be needed in this deck. So you have 11 cards. That'll put us at 13 lands, so we still need to cut out 2 cards. I'm thinking Aggressive Mining actually is the card to get rid of. Everything else is just a lot more powerful. So I don't know. We're pretty... Yeah, we're pretty aggressive. Maybe the Goblin Rough Rider actually probably isn't needed. Yeah, neither is Aggressive Mining. And I think this is the right... I wish I could... someone needs to teach me how to use this V4 client. So I'm trying to sort by converted mana cost. There we go. CMC. Why is this trying to sort? I don't want to sort. Sort. There we go. By converted mana cost. There. All right. So again, we have... Now, how do I add lands? Lands. Add basic lands. There we go. So we're going to go up higher on these because we just really need to hit into 1. Yeah, 1 mountain. So I think 6 planes is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And because we only have 2 things that cost double red, and 1 thing that we need, and we do need to hit that white. I think we have 9 mountains. So this is definitely right. So we have 6. Maybe we can actually go 1 more. Because the triplicate spirits is going to be hard to convoke in, but raising alarms can help with that casting cost a little bit. I think we will go 1 more planes. And anyway, so again, it's going to be the aggressive mining. That's the wild card here. Do we play it over the Gargoyle Sentinel? I don't think we do. Again, we have plenty of removal. We're good on removal. 4 cards of removal, so 10% of our deck is removal, with Inferno Fist sort of playing that role. And yeah, our 1-drops are very, very good here. Sanctified Charge, of course, curving us out. Yeah, I think this is fine. Maybe we'll try this aggressive mining on the play, or on the draw, and bring in Solemn Offering and aggressive mining, especially if they have like an artifact enchantment we need to destroy. We can actually bring this in, so I'm okay with the Solemn Offering. If they have a heavy artifact deck, we've got the Hate with the Torch Fiend already in our deck, but I think this is fine. Hopefully we see the Blitz. We're going to want to, of course, draw into that Sanctified Charge. That's going to be our win condition. And with 2 cards, we should draw into 1 of these per game. Statistically, starting out with 7 cards, that means if the average game is 5, well, it's a little under 50% of our chance of actually drawing into a Sanctified Charge. But again, hopefully we can, that'll be not the only way. I mean, we could just blitz by ourselves, but it's going to be that Sanctified Charge that's going to get in there for the win. Anyway, I apologize for the discombobulation here of how unorganized this video is, as I am new to the V4 client. This has been Kevin with Roguedeckbuilder.com. Thanks for watching.